After the patient is registered, so you have the information registered under the patient main profile. Now you have other sections which will help you to do the detailed case taking. Let's look at present complaints. Under the present complaints, you could see that the patient had a complaint of loss of appetite on June 1st, and there were two complaints that were reported on July 12, 2023, UTI and anxiety. On the left hand side, what you see is the duration of the complaint. Loss of appetite for 3 months, this is anxiety for 2 weeks, and UTI for 1 day. Now, to add a new complaint, you have to click on the plus icon here. Here you see that the complaint registration date is by default the current date, and here you have to enter the complaint title. Click on the information icon here, and this list serves as a ready reckoner for you, so you could ask all the necessary questions to get a complete view of all the complaints of the patient. Now let's start entering the complaint title. I could use the autocomplete here instead of completely typing everything. This saves me the hassle of typing each and every word completely. Once the complaint title has been entered, the next is the complaint duration. So here this is a sliding bar as you see, and the number increases and decreases. Now after you choose the complaint duration value here, you enter the unit, whether it was for 3 days, the complaint was for 3 days or 3 weeks or months or years. So now let's enter 3 days here. And next is the complaint description. What do you enter in complaint description? It is about the location of the pain, the sensation of the pain, whether it is a tearing pain or a boring pain, so on, and the origin of cause, the triggering event and time of the pain, and the modalities, which is nothing but the aggravating and ameliorating factors of the respective complaint. Now, while you start entering the complaint description, you could see it is a multi-line that keeps expanding as you type each line, as you can see here. You need to type only a few characters of what you want to type, and the rest you can autocomplete from the system prompt that would come here. Let's see an example here. As I keep typing, you could see the autocomplete here, and instead of typing the complete word, I could just make use of this autocomplete feature. So boring pain, boring pain above the eyebrows. So you could see as I type IB, I see the prompt showing eyebrows. So the other biggest advantage here is the system not only learns the frequently used words, it also learns the words that follow the current word. Like when you type above, the automatically comes. And hence this helps you to autocomplete the sentence itself. So thereby lessening the burden of typing big phrases. So this becomes handy as the system keeps learning the frequently used words and phrases in your system. So the other thing that you have to note here is the more meticulous you are about entering every detail into the system, the bigger the benefit you would see. The future versions of the app will have features like dashboards, reports, and data analytics. All these features are only good as the data you already entered. For example, you might see reports like disease category of your patient, your mean time to recover any disease category, or what medicine best works for a specific illness, etc., etc. So for that, it is very necessary that you enter each of these fields in a very meticulous way. The more descriptive you are, the more detailed you are, the better is going to be your reporting. So the reports that you see are only as good as the data that you have entered into the system. So the best practice is to enter one record for each complaint and capture its details. So the next one is the complaint comparative status, which will not be a field that you would enter for the first record. From the second record on, when the patient visits you for the second time, you would want to record whether the same complaint has become much worse, no change, better, or much better. And if you choose the option of resolve, then don't forget to enter the complaint resolve date. So now once you have entered all these details, click on the submit button and now the record is saved. Now you could see that this new record has been added or the new complaint has been added. And there is also an edit option where you could click on any of the record and click on the edit here, and if you want to change anything you could change and again submit the record. So that's about edit, and you already know about the delete icon. There is one more other feature here called the copy record. The Once you click on a copy record, what happens is the complaint title gets copied over for the new registration date, and you could just enter whether the complaint was resolved or it was much better, and write a new complaint description if that has changed, and click on the submit button. And here you see, like July 17th it was a headache for 3 days and that was a boring pain, and on July 18th the headache was much better. So this is how you would want to record the complaints each time the patient visits you. That is about the present complaint history. Now let us go to past complaints. Past complaints is about recording complaints that occurred in the past but is no longer an issue right now. Here you could see the past complaint of constipation, and you could write a description here, and this is the age when this particular complaint occurred for the patient. Similarly, you have a edit and a delete icon here. So this is constipation that occurred when the patient was 20 years old. So that's about past complaints. The next tab is physical examination. So when the patient visits you, you would physically examine some of the important parameters or the vitals. Here, click on the plus icon, and what all you could record in this section are the weight, temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen level, and the height in feet. So you could add each record whenever the patient visits you, and you could see the history at the lab reports interface. Here you see that there are already two records that are entered. There are three ways that you could use this interface. One is you could type the investigation details directly into the system. Like for example, here you see that HbA1c is 7.5. This is one method of keying in the details directly into the app. The second method is to upload a scanned copy of the document. It could be either a scan report or a blood work report. Let's see how to do that. Click on the plus icon here, and here instead of entering the investigation details by typing it, you could click on upload files and images and choose the file that you want to upload into the system. This way, the copy of the document is uploaded to the system. The format could be PDF, JPEG, etc. And then when you click on the submit button, the files are uploaded to the app. This is the second way of storing reports. The third way is to store pictures of the patient. Let's see an example of an RA of the hand, rheumatoid arthritis of the hand. Clicking on view reports, you could see that we have taken a picture of the rheumatoid arthritis condition of the hand of the patient. This way, you could take a picture each time the patient visits you, thereby you have a comparison of how the improvement is going. This is how you use lab reports and images.